Today we have the Jackson 7-string King V, Winter Storm, Corey I can't fucking say his name. It's a Jackson made in Indonesia with a mahogany body, maple veneer, unfinished maple neck with a bound ebony fretboard, Floyd Rose 1000, and Seymour Duncan Blackout 7-string pickups. We're going to check out all three settings in these pickups in rhythms, leads, and cleans. So since these are pickups I don't really own normally, I wanted to try them in 3 different types of distortion. I've been recording this video with the most gain distortion with a lot of sustain. So I'll start off with that and then I'll play the same riff in the other distortion and then the next distortion. So this specific guitar that I got has its pros and cons. So I guess I'll start with the pros. Definitely, one of my favorite parts of this guitar is the neck profile. It's very thin. It's a flat neck. It's like a flat D, and especially for a 7-string. Very comfortable. And it's unfinished, so some people are going to really like that. I'm not having much of a problem with it, but once I start getting over here, throws my thumb off because it just feels like a weird speed bump. But that's just what's going to happen when you have clear coat and paint next to wood that's unfinished. This is actually a bound ebony fretboard with pearloid inlays, black binding on the headstock and the neck. As far as I know, these are nickel frets, and I would say for sure Jackson did a great job at making sure that these frets are not sharp. And they seem fairly level. Like, I'm really not getting any spots that are... Yeah. I have it at a lower action just because it's a shreddy guitar. It's going to be more comfortable that way, especially with a flat neck. I've never tried Seymour Duncan Blackouts with a 7-string, so I think so far I like having a 7-string with Seymour Duncan Blackouts than just a normal 6-string. I don't think that would be my preferred pickup, but I think it's a cool touch. Probably have to be careful with some amps though, because the lower strings may sound muddy in some settings. I noticed that on one of the Marshalls I have. So these pickups sound like you have an active preamp set just on always, but you don't get that extra hiss. You just get feedback. Like, you know the difference between an 8.1 and 8.5 EMG when you have the active preamp on for guitars that come with them? You can hear it. You can hear this hiss. But these Seymour Duncan Blackouts sound like it has that, but already installed, and then without all that extra noise. Just shows that they're hot pickups. Just keep holding the note. Seems to be working great. I like the sustain. It's awesome. Because it really helps for like legato and stuff. I don't have to worry about like pressing as hard. I like having a V that's a 7-string. I kind of wear it a little bit higher just because I'm probably a lot more busy on the fretboard. But this is such a unique guitar just in design. Like, I could do without this. I don't really care for this, but it's there. So it's just, I don't really care. But I like the aesthetic of it being a quilted top and it's white with this. It's essentially like a white burst, but they're calling it Winter Storm. And obviously, since this is an import, it's going to be just a veneer, but, you know, it's great aesthetic. This has a mahogany body, which honestly is probably helping with the balance because the USA models have alder as the body, but you get the same neck, which is pretty interesting. So if you spend whatever on a USA guitar, you're going to get the same neck. Even from what I understand on the specs on Jackson, you still don't get pearl inlays. You get pearloid. So I'm a huge fan of the King V, so obviously I think this is a killer guitar for that matter. In reverse headstock was a nice touch on a 7-string, and that's how you can tell the difference between the 7-string model and the 6-string. 6-string is just going to be the normal 6 in a line without being reversed. This is very fun to play. I have a lot of fun playing this guitar. And for metal, it sounds great with these Seymour Duncan Blackouts. I guess I couldn't ask for a better active pickup to have with this 7-string. Well, I guess there's the Fishmans. So, there are some negatives to the guitar that I got. I don't think this is going to be the case for everyone's guitar if they want to buy one brand new. But I have some stuff to address. So, it's hard to tell, but this pickup is not flat, and it won't be because this screw area, the routing for it is stripped. There's wood coming out. I noticed. I took the pickup off briefly to take a look, and that is the case. So this won't come down to where it's supposed to be. It's almost touching the strings. So that's a problem that I have. I don't think that's going to be a problem with everyone else's guitar, but maybe don't adjust these pickups if you get one. You can see some of the wood separating while this one's intact. So the pickup on the bass side sticks way out and way too close to these strings. I really just had to see for myself. I'll bring up photos, but there's bubbling at the end of the clear coat to where it starts to also turn into unfinished neck. And you can actually feel it with your thumb. They're like indents. Right next to it is sand marks that you can almost feel, and then dirt in those sand marks. And this is a brand new guitar. There's a bit of a blem over here, but it seems like it might just be adhesive that just needs to come off. And strangely, there was already paint missing on the ring for the switch. That didn't really bother me too much, but I just thought it was odd just because it's a brand new guitar, so there's already paint missing. That's really the least of my worries, though, on the switch. But you may notice the truss rod cover is not on. And I noticed when I tried to unscrew the truss rod cover to adjust the neck, it would come out and then fall. And I tried it again, and it would start to come out and then fall again. I'm like, oh, so the cavity is stripped. So I can't leave the truss rod cover on. It just comes right off. One that's actually really aggravating me more than anything is the strings seem to be moving. Like there's a noise. I can feel it and hear it in this area. So it sounds like the strings are moving in the locking nut. Like they're slipping. So every time I dive, every time I pull up, you're hearing this noise. And it even happens if I bend. Yeah, it's kind of annoying. Actually, it's really annoying. So if I pull up on the bar with a harmonic, it's going to get interrupted by that slipping, and it's pissing me off. I really think it's just the one I got, though. I can't imagine that every single one do this, and I haven't seen a locking nut slip in a long time, so I think it's just this specific guitar, maybe just the specific hardware I got. It's installed nicely, like it's flush with the neck, so that's great, but that noise, it's bothering me. And I don't really know the solution for it because I've never really had to deal with it. So that's just something that I don't really know off the top of my head. The only two that are actually affecting the experience of playing this guitar is this pickup not being placed properly because I can't even get it to where it's supposed to be from the strip socket. And just the constant sound of string slipping from what it sounds like to me. It's annoying. I even did a test of like reefing on the nut just to see if anything will work, and it didn't do anything, so I immediately backed off. I could feel it too. I don't think that's gonna be anyone else's problem. I think it's just this one that I got. It's too bad though, because I bought it brand new. This is a brand new guitar. And it's got these weird blems and cosmetic things. The cosmetic issues really don't bother me that much. I was just trying to explain that this is principle, that I bought a brand new guitar. But this is just another reason why I haven't bought an Indonesian Jackson in 10 years. This is a 1,000+ guitar, and it is a pro model. This is a high performance guitar, I would say. It's very fun to play. The neck's great. It sucks that this one has cosmetic issues, but I need to share them. I don't think other people are gonna have the problems that I did, but Kevin had a problem on his channel. He got one used and showed all his cosmetic issues he had, and that was a year ago. I'll recommend this guitar. I like it. It's very fun to play, and it sounds killer. You just may have to accept you may have a little cosmetic issue here or there, but maybe don't accept if your pickup isn't mounted properly, or unless you can fix it. This I can't fix without plugging it, so that's why it's an issue here. But yeah, don't accept something that's not functioning properly. But if you get one and it's killer and it plays very nice and it's very comfortable, I'd say you'd be happy with it. Because if I had one that wasn't doing all this nonsense, I'd be very happy with it. This is just kind of a bittersweet experience with this guitar for me. But besides that, it's a killer guitar. I have to give it credit where it's deserved.